Hi, my name is Karagan and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, this tan line goes crazy. Absolutely insane. I am making it a point to go to the beach so I can kind of even this out because I also got a little sunburnt. Okay, this camera is actually getting it. So my shoulders are a little insane and it's on both shoulders. But you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna fix it though. Okay, so I'm ready to tell my story. I know a lot of people, they talk about like you know, things that they've been through and kind of like sharing their sides of the story and all that other good stuff. And obviously, like, that is personal information, but for the first time ever, I kind of want to open the I want to open the grounds up to, I guess, public opinion, because it's really hurt my feelings that I have gone through too many friendships that I thought were going to like last for a longer time with other women, and I've always tried to take my part in being accountable. So when I do tell my story, I'm basically gonna do my best to tell their side of the story from my perspective and my side of the story from my perspective. So this video might be a long one, but I'm gonna do my best for it to be short. But I have like 5 stories. I'm gonna try to squeeze 2 and kind of, I guess, get your opinion if you are willing to fully listen to this video through and through. But yeah, so it's kind of a story time on why me and some girls had falling outs with friendships that I genuinely wanted to continue. And yeah, so I'm gonna start with the first one that kind of really like threw me off guard. I'm gonna name her Liz, just because, you know, it's a quick names, quick name that I could think of. No, actually, everyone's gonna have the same name. Everyone's name is gonna be Chloe number 1. Okay, and we're gonna call this the story of Chloe in LA. We had decided, well, I knew that I wanted to move to Los Angeles, which is where I currently reside. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess this is gonna be my first time going, so we're gonna go to LA. So Chloe knew, it's funny, every time I say her name, her ears are like, So Chloe knew an influencer that was out there, and she was like, okay, we can stay with her, so we don't have to, you know, pay any money. And it was also BET weekend. So we split a car. She paid for it. It was in her name. And I told her I would pay my half in cash when I saw her. And most of the transactions that I did was primarily like in cash. So we get there. She tells me my half. My half is like $90 from what I remember. It's like $90. And the first thing we do is we go to Mad Men and we get like edibles and stuff. Obviously, you're in Los Angeles. So I'm telling her, oh, hey, like, let me get my cash out or whatever. But I'm very weary about my cash, no matter who I'm around. So I didn't want to show stacks of money, you know, in front of her. Because also I feel like it's kind of, to me at least, I feel like it's inappropriate. You're just going to bring out a wad of fucking cash out of nowhere. Like, that's weird. And she didn't know my occupation. So I was like, okay, let me, I just want to, you know, put it underneath. Okay, here's, you know, the money that I owe you for my half of the car. So she tells me, no, just pay for, you know, the stuff at Mad Men, because I was going to spend my money on that anyway. I was like, all right, cool. So I pay for her stuff at Mad Men, and I'm thinking life is cool. Life is great. Da, 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 da. The other biggest thing that I can remember is that she didn't like the fact that like when we were going back to LA, back to the state that we were at beforehand. I don't want to be too specific. I was telling her I didn't want to pay for a Lyft to get there. Our flights are like an hour and a half in between. So mine was like, so for example, like if my flight was at 7, her flight would be at like 9:30, you know? And I was like, I don't want to pay for a Lyft. That's an expensive ass Lyft. Plus I have no money in my account. So like everything I'm doing is in cash. So if we're splitting the money to use this car, why would I not want to use the car that I'm technically also paying for to go to the airport? So I have to pay for a Lyft. That was the whole point of us splitting a car, you know? So she didn't say anything about it, left it alone, and she took me to the airport. And then I guess she just slept in the car until she, you know, had to return the car back, and then went on her flight. We were in Hollywood, so the drive is like 30 minutes out, with or without traffic. This is a couple years ago, so like I'm trying to think if there was like any big differences now that I'm like actually resident here. But yeah, it's like 35 minutes if you live here, you know. And sometimes it could take upwards to like being an hour, but because this is early, I would say 35 minutes. So like now I'm thinking shit is fine. I'm thinking shit is sweet. And I messaged her because like she started being kind of distant with me because we stayed there for like 3 days. She started being distant with me kind of like on the last day and like second to last day, and I didn't understand what was going on. I also think she was mad at me for like getting ready because I wanted to put on makeup every single time we went out, and that obviously like took me longer. So I think she was also upset with that too, but she didn't say anything because when we got back, I messaged her. I said, hey, I got back to my apartment. Did you make it? And I saw these text messages. Damn, now I feel like I gotta read these text messages to kind of really refresh myself on the story. Yeah, I'm actually gonna refresh and look at these text messages again, and then come back with you. Okay, hi. I'm back. And okay, like now it's all coming back to me. After reading everything, it's all coming back to me, and like it's crazy how like music and reading certain stuff can bring those same feelings, because as I'm reading it, I'm feeling like that same feeling where I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Am I literally about to lose a friend because of some BS? So not that it's BS. We both felt the way that we felt, but like I feel like it could have been like things could have been resolved, you know? So what happened was basically I had came back, right? So I came back and I texted her, make sure you're home. And she did say she made it back. And I said, okay, because your mom said that she wasn't sure because she hadn't heard from her. And, you know, because of the weather. And then I texted her again. She didn't answer or answer back. Very like dry. And then we didn't talk. And mind you, at this time, before we went on our trip to LA, me and Chloe were talking like literally every single week. So then I texted her on July 20th. I'm just going to read these exact text messages. And I'll just reenact them. Are you mad at me or something? Because we normally talk like once a week, and I ain't heard from you, friend. I'm going to be really honest. The end of our trip really rubbed me the wrong way. The statement you made about me not once, but twice, about you not feeling comfortable counting your money in front of me, like I didn't give you $100 for your phone back and never asked you for a dime. I took that as a big fuck you. I also didn't appreciate that you waited till the literal night before to discuss going back at the airport when it could have been discussed earlier. I had to sit in the cell phone lot for 2 hours to try to sleep, and when it got bright, the homeless people started coming out, and I didn't even get to sleep. But you were so worried about yourself. So much that you were about to drive the car into the lot before I woke up. I think that might have been a typo, because I wasn't. Okay. But anyway, but you were so worried about yourself, so much that you were about to drive into the lot before I woke up. I think that's a typo. What would I have done for that extra 2.5 hours before I needed to be at the airport? And the fact that you wouldn't even consider taking an Uber, with it being as early as it was, I felt it was super inconsiderate, and I felt it was honestly disrespected. I'm not just anyone. I gave you money out of the kindness of my heart, took care of the car for LA, took care of a place to stay for us, and sent you tickets, screenshots, and everything. I just felt like I was being taken advantage of. All this could have been said to me instead of just holding it in. Why did you not feel like you could talk to me? We were supposed to be best friends, and I looked to you and tell you everything, and I thought you did the same. I don't know why I have to push you to talk to me 3 weeks later. I said everything I needed to say, every day and every time. I'll give you your $100 back. Your $100 back this week, and I'll see you later, girl. Good luck in your music career, and I wish you the best. After these comments were made, it was clear you obviously didn't see me as that close a friend, or else you wouldn't have repeated it. I don't want the money back, and I find no point in arguing over what. It is what it is, and now I know how you work. We're obviously in a small-ass artist circle, and so it would be dumb to have bad blood. So I chose to drop it and separate. It hurt my feelings, and I don't feel like I need to beg you to trust me to a certain extent or anything. Your actions showed me what type of friend you are. Your actions showed me the type of friend I am to you, and that's just not cool. However, I pray success floods you and your art. I really wanted to be a good friend to you, but those comments were just way too big of a fuck you. And I pray you got your home situation figured out and that everything's settled. But the fact that you didn't even apologize for saying something to me so out of pocket, to me, I would never say that in front of you. To count my money in front of you in a million years. Like, what? I took care of you when you died the first day. What? Girl, what was out of pocket? I'm confused. See, we could have had this convo at the time being, and this whole debacle could have never happened. I love you, but I don't trust you enough to count my money in front of you 2 times. Oh no, I'm not getting an Uber. That's why we got a rental car that you barely paid half in bud, not even cash. If I said those things to anyone, I would get offended. It's rude as fuck to take a stack of cash in front of someone. I needed to watch how I was spending. Personally, I don't think taking money out like that is rude, and sometimes it can be a trust thing. I offered to pay you straight up in cash for my half in the rental car, and you insisted multiple times that I pay you back in weed. And yes, we knew my flight was before yours. We discussed having a rental car to save money, and 90% of my money was in cash. If we paid for a rental car, why in the world would I get an Uber? I've done the same thing, but in the opposite, and I had no problem waiting in the airport. I don't like how you rub things you've done for me in my face. I don't do that to you because I don't think anything of it. Everything I said I meant, and I assumed you just understood. I expressed to you how I was upset and we didn't get to do some things that I wanted to do, but that didn't stop me from talking to you. You literally just could have said this at the time, really. You really just could have said this at the time, really. I know how you work, and it would not have bothered me if that's what you thought. You even told me yourself that you would be more vocal, but not vocal enough to express how you feel at the time. And no, I'll send you your money. I can't have you holding that above me. Thank you for helping me out. It's not that I want the money back. That's not the point. If you felt that way in general, you didn't have to surround the comments around me like I'd steal your money. That's not my point. If you trusted me, like you said you wouldn't have felt the need to say it multiple times. Money has and always will be an uncomfortable subject. If we would have talked about it in the moment, my anger would have pushed things way more out of proportion. So I chose to just cool off alone. I knew we'd run into each other at some point, but I'd never say that to you, ever. But cool off and not talk for 3 weeks? Hell, if I wouldn't have texted you, this would have went on forever. A lot of shit has gone on, as I'm sure, in both of our lives. It was a situation that had higher priorities in front of it. Besides, like I said, I'm still hurt by it. I speak out of anger very easily, so I'd rather just let some time pass. As far as doing things you wanted to do, Karagan, it took you like 2 p.m. every day just to get ready. We were on time limits, and it's not like you planned anything in advance and told me your plans in advance. They were just all soft plans that weren't solidified. I told you way beforehand that I wanted to go to Madame Tussauds way before we even got there. Like, what were you expecting from me? I was just trying to keep everyone pleased, and the first day went down the drain like I did, like I did the best I can to please everyone. All I wanted to do was at night, just the BT experience that I had the ticket for. Even when I thought I didn't have the ticket anymore, no one wanted to go anyway, so it didn't matter. No. I was ready Saturday. It didn't take me until 2 p.m. to get ready every day. The brunch was last minute, and when I was ready to go, I figured, hey, it's really your thing, so you can just go without me. It really sucks that you were sick the whole trip, but I still had a good time. I cannot apologize for being honest with you because I don't really have time to lie. I wasn't being rude at all, and it sucks to lose a friend. And like I said, best of luck. Karagan, the way you spoke your comments was rude. If you felt that way, you could have said, I'm not comfortable counting my money in public. Not, I'm not comfortable counting my money in front of you like I'd steal from you. I don't want my friends thinking of me like that. Like I said, I'd never say anything like that to you. That was what put me over the line, that you felt you had to repeat the comment when we were in the safety of the car. Obviously, you don't trust me in this friendship. If you knew that I knew that you wouldn't steal from me, then what was the issue? I said it once, and when you asked about it, I said it again. Because the first time we were in public, which I understood, but the fact that you felt you even had to say it again and direct towards me was like a huge fuck you. And we still aren't even agreeing, so I don't even know what talking did. Girl, no. The fuck, that's silly. And like I said before, why would you even think that? It's just something I'm not comfortable with. And side note, if you were really hurt by it, you could have said something immediately instead of waiting to see me eventually and not talking until then. That's basically the process of cutting people off. And you only cut people off that you don't have much respect for. So clearly there was something else besides this trip that makes me think that you think lesser of me. All right, I'm completely done now. I've said everything I needed to say. Good luck. I'll see you later. That's just not how I operate. Arguing would have been pointless. This entire time, you still think you're absolutely right, and I'm not going to waste my breath on it when it's obvious you don't trust me. And now you're trying to tie in extra shit when it's literally just that. Your comments are what made me lose respect for you. Like I said, I'd never say anything like that to anyone I consider a friend. So I'd rather just let it be. Bottom line, if you felt that way in general about the money, you didn't have to tie me into the comment as if it was targeted to me. That's the bottom line. It's all good though. I'll see you later. And you've yet to apologize for the way you worded it or anything. So fuck it, man. And that's what happened. So, point blank, like, I understand where it's coming from both sides. And now that I'm reading back, maybe I could have apologized for the wording, but I don't want to apologize for saying that I don't want to count my money in front of people. I brought a lot of money with me because I had no time to do deposits. And basically I was just holding it, onto me the entire time. Like, money is uncomfortable. Money is a very uncomfortable subject. And when it's in cash, if it's taken, if you don't see it, you have no proof that no one stole anything from you. And, like I said, we were staying at her friend's house. I didn't know any of the, the girls' roommates or anything, but everyone was really nice. They were really friendly, which, made things easier. Like I said, I had a good time, but when it comes to money, I don't want to count it in front of anyone that is not literally my mother or my sister or my father. And I'm not joking. You can ask any of my other friends. I'm not going to count all my money in front of y'all. I'm uncomfortable with that. I don't want to do that. So I think what I was understanding at the point, at that moment, I was reading it as if she just wanted me to apologize for counting my money. And I'm not going to apologize for that. But if she wanted me to, now that I'm reading it back, if she wanted me to apologize for saying that I don't want to count my money in front of you, it wasn't like in front of you. You know? So I guess maybe that's where the miscommunication comes from. But I think it just really rubbed me the wrong way, because I was just like I said, we could have had this conversation at the time. If we're supposed to be besties, I should be able to understand your everything, you know? If you're raising your voice, if you are, having an attitude, if you're a bit snippy or whatever, if we're besties, I should be able to handle that and understand that we're just having an argument and that this is just miscommunication. So it really hurt me that she didn't talk to me for 3 weeks when, one, all this could have been said in person. Because apparently she's talking about it to someone, because everyone that she was friends with that we kind of had mutuals on, they all unfollowed me on Instagram. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know? What the fuck? So you're talking about it to someone, you know? And then I had to talk to her mom and basically figure out where the fuck she is, figuring out why she's being super dry with me. I really feel like all of this could have been handled a lot better.
Pause, interruption, let me add this. What also hurt me is that if you were having issues with me since day one of the trip, and I'm having just a good old jolly fucking time, but you're mad at me the whole time, because at that time it also made me think damn, since day one of the trip, she was fucking pissed at me and didn't say anything. You let 3 days pass by of you just being just fiery mad, and then just wanted to stop talking to me. And then we're supposed to be best. It's not like we were, what's it called? Associates or friends of friends. We literally know each other's business. And it really hurt that she didn't tell me that she was hurt. And it just could have been resolved. Literally. I personally, like I said, I feel like the shit could have been resolved. Especially if you would have told me from day fucking one that you were having an issue with me. Because then we could have talked it out, yapped it out, had a great yap session, and then moved on. Okay, continue.
You know? So, yeah. And it sucks to lose a friend. But, and it's been way past, so that's why I feel comfortable kind of sharing this with the public. But yeah, that is a story time on how I lost one of my friends. And if you have any comments or concerns or any opinions, please feel free. That's why I'm opening this discussion up to the internet, because I have talked about this. At the time when I was going through it, I talked about this and I read the same messages, and it kind of just felt like I was going crazy, because I was just all of this could have been like, I just felt like all this could have been avoided. And it made me think, like, maybe she didn't even want to be friends with me in the first place, which hurts my feelings. Because, like I said, I enjoy friendships. I love women. Hooray. But, yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think. And, you know, any opinions where I could have done better or where she could have done better. And, you know, if you think that the friendship could have been saved. But let me know. Okay, bye.